Is everybody feeling okay? Trying to make sure everybody could get in.
Feeling amazing. Thank you for asking.
Good, good. Let's take a moment and just write in the chat what we're grateful for. Yes, I'm grateful for grace too. That's the best part. Yes, grateful for everything that connected to me, wins, grateful for family. I'm grateful for everyone that's here, grateful for health. Yes, because health is wealth. Grateful for this new day. Right. I remember I used to not like Mondays. That is not the case anymore. Now I love Mondays. Market is settled. Grateful for understanding. Yes, that's a good one. We all need understanding. So everybody's feeling about their markups, how that's been going. From day one to where you are today, from 1 through 10, type how you feel about your growth. What's your number? Where you at? Right? We have some people that's been here a couple of days, a week, few months. Some people been rocking with me for a hot minute. Let's see. It's about none of you guys. So again, from where you started to where you are, even if it's just one day, how do you feel your progress is? Anna said a 9. All right, girl, that's a high number. That's amazing. That's how I feel. I feel like I'm like a 6, 7. I'm ready to take it up a notch to like 8 and 9. What about everybody else? If you know where you are, then you are going to be able to tell where you need to go, or you're just going to be roaming around. Yeah, so much to learn. I'm still a student. To this day, I'm still a student. All right, guys, let's get this started. Missed the question, Kaylin? The question is, from wherever you started to how many days you've been here, whether it's 1 day, 20 days, a year, where do you feel like you're in progress from 1 to 10? All right, you need to work on your relationship with your peers. That's understandable. That's why you pick 1 or 2 peers, so you don't have to worry about that. And you study your peer. All right, study your peer. 1 or 2, and that's all you have to worry about. All right, let me share my screen. Yes, that's how I feel. I'm gonna be a student forever. That'll never change. It's impossible. All right, so take off our marks. All right, guys, let's continue with AUD/USD, right? Now, this is for the advanced class. This is not for the newbies. So we're not going to be going over like the small things like open and close and We know what market structure is. Right now, I want to really work on us really honing in on our fib and the head and shoulder pattern, okay? So did anybody see the head and shoulder pattern right now on a daily time frame? Anybody see it?
I see it. You gotta cut off the head.
Right? We're gonna have to cut off that head. So let's get out our path. Again, become one with the path. Because remember, the market is gonna be doing what? It's gonna be in the Elliott wave mode, making higher highs. If it's in an uptrend or lower lows, right? Understand that the head and shoulder pattern will come when there is a reverse in the trend, right? That's basically what the head and shoulder pattern is. It's just telling you, hey, we've been in an uptrend. We're failing to make a higher high. You see, it failed. It didn't go. It made a lower low. It's starting to go in the other direction. So that's most likely when you're going to see the head and shoulder pattern come out. Otherwise, if you're in an uptrend, you're going to see the Elliott wave, right? Are we getting higher highs and higher lows going up? So when you're on this high time frame, you already know overall where are the main pivot zones, right? And this is just you training your eyes to see what is the market doing at that moment. Then we had a couple of lower lows. What is this, right? What do we call this when the market does this part? What do we call this?
A retracement.
Right? That's the retracement. That's the pullback. Did this pullback, was it lower than this one or higher?
Still higher.
Right? It was still higher. How else do we know we're still in an uptrend?
We have a higher high.
Because we went over this yesterday too. What else on this screen tells us that we're overall in an uptrend and we should have been looking for buys?
It's above the 62.
Right, it's above the 62. Now from this triple bottom down here, remember what I say, the closer we are to the 62, we're gonna get that spring. The further price gets away from the 62, confirms we're in the buy. Right, so we had our uptrend, it pushed up more, it had even deeper pullback. So this is almost an indication like, hey, you know what? The deeper the pullback, we're losing momentum, right? Because you see these pullbacks are really short. And then it sprung up, short pullback. Then the pullback came a little bit longer, but it's still in an uptrend. Then we got the head and shoulder pattern. And like she said, we always cut off the neck, which means we take the left shoulder and put our support there. So as price pushed up here, we need to catch the move. So it all depends on what kind of trader you are. Are you going to use my strategy where the setup is to catch this break, or you're going to wait for it to break, retest, and your seller's right here, right? Your seller's always where? On the right shoulder. And then what did price do? It dropped. We traced again to the same entry, right? Dropped again. So looking on this daily time frame, what have we been in for the past couple of days? Right here was a bunch of selling. The last couple of days on this pair has been a consolidation on the daily time frame, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if we're seeing that on a daily time frame, we're in consolidation, should we get excited to want to mark this area up,
Yes.
right?
Setup's coming.
That means the setup is coming. So let's hone in on that, all right? Got our main price bar. Again, around the body of the flat top, right? We seen that we had a head and shoulders up there. We see we're getting closer to the 62. So let's go down to the 4 hour. So we clearly see, right, the downtrend that was happening. Now I want y'all to work on seeing your head and shoulder pattern. So again, on this 4 hour, I'm gonna pull out the path. Now I can see the inverted before I even drew this up. Then I can see what? We had a downtrend, right? And then we got another inverted, right? So this is the 4 hour. What is our goal on the 4 hour? Who remembers? What's our goal on the 4 hour? What are we looking for on the 4 hour?
I'm still looking for a setup.
Right, we're looking for our setup. Where do we want to find our setup at?
What current price is?
In the wicks, in the long wicks.
Okay, on the 4 hour, we want to find our entries always at a peak, right? So we see price already was in this range. Our goal will always to look to buy lower towards the support and sell higher at the resistance, right? Our money is made in the move here. So we want to make sure our entry is always at these retracement areas. This was a key area to sell, right? Because we had a high, it made highs, and then what happened? Did it make a higher high here? Did it make a higher high here? Or a high low? And then what else did we do? We broke below the 62, right?
Mm-hmm.
We retraced underneath the 62. So what do we need to look for here?
The
After
setup.
we saw this break, we should have got excited and said, oh, we broke structure, retraced. This is point number 1 for the trend. This is point number 2 for the trend, right?
Right.
So let's get in close. Do we see it? That's what we looking for.
So flatten the doji.
Right. Which is the setup. Do we have it? Can y'all see it?
Mm-hmm.
What time does these candles open and close on the 4 hour?
9, 5.
1, 5, and 9. So 1, 5, and 9.
Yeah, I went out of order.
It don't
Same
matter what order
difference.
you win,
Same
same thing,
difference.
right? Doesn't matter. But just understand which candle is telling you what at what time frame on the 4 hour. And again, if we are having our setup on the 4 hour, where are we gonna hold this trade for? We should be looking for that 4 hour ride.
Mm-hmm.
So you see here was the close below structure, which is that smart money area. It's also our flat top, right? It's our entry, right? 1 a.m. in the morning. What we doing? Right? We don't go sideways. The money is made going down the candle. How long are we in this trade?
3 hours and 30 minutes or 3 hours and 15 minutes?
Exactly. So set your timer. If you know that this was your 9 o'clock, you should have been setting your timer for, again, why we don't have a TP for the strategy? Somebody tell me.
Because we don't know how far the universe is gonna take that candle, but we don't want to miss out on our pips either.
Right. The only thing that's for certain is what?
It's going down.
Entry, the flat top.
What is for certain when it comes to a time frame and a candle? What's the only thing that's for certain?
It's
It's gonna retrace at the end.
Nope. Let's think about time frame and why we don't have a TP. If this candle opens at 9 a.m., what is for certain? When is it gonna close?
It's gonna close at 1.
1.
Or
That is
1.
the only thing we can guarantee is when the candle's gonna open and when the candle's gonna close. I can't guarantee a TP, none of that. The only thing I can guarantee is when the bank decided to make a decision, and this is what their decision right here. They decided we are selling. Your job is to know what candle am I on? My TP is what time this candle closes. So that way, if this candle decided to go 20 pips, 30 pips, 500 pips, it doesn't matter. You're gonna catch the whole bag. Why? Because you know when it closes. So what happens next, right? If we took this bag for 3.5 hours, why do we not wait until 1 o'clock? Why should we not wait till 1 o'clock?
Because they got to retrace.
Right? It has to close. Every Hakanashi candle has to close. So why would I hold the trade longer all the way to actually close? Do I want this or do I want this? And you know, the crazy part is you got to stay longer in the trade for this to happen. Wouldn't you rather just get out sooner with the bag? Because not only is this going to close, what else is going to happen? It's going to go further up because now it has to open this candle.
So you might as well secure your bag on that one and then get into the other candle.
Right. And then if you did catch this bag, or maybe you missed this bag, are we able to take the next trade at 1 o'clock?
Yes.
Yep.
This one is 5. Can somebody tell me why? Why were we able to take this ride too?
That third flat.
Right. That third flat. So, well, we have gotten for about 8 hours of work.
62, keep you blue.
Right. And we dang sure underneath. We got the break, the retest. This is the perfect entry. Some people might say, well, Ty, how come you didn't hold and get all of this? I don't know if that would have ever happened. That's easy to say now because we're looking at it and it's old. My job is to help you get the secure bag. And not to mention, a lot of us don't have the time yet. A lot of us are still working. We don't have the time to watch the chart and watch you do this. Most of us don't even have the mindset yet to handle the anxiety of that. But you can count a breakout. You can count 1, 2, 3 and get your bag. And then go back to work. Go do something else. Go spend time with your kids, your family. Go read a book. Go meditate. Get your 2 bags, 3 bags a day. Don't be greedy. Your job is to wait for the next setup. Right? When does the setup come?
After a big move.
Job after a big move. So if you missed a big move, are you gonna now get upset or will you get excited? If you like, dang, it dropped heavy, dang, I missed it. No, don't get upset, get excited because the next move is coming. Now, this is a good example of what the universe gives you sometimes. You don't know. This was a signal. What happened? It closed below. Can I take this trade?
Yes.
Right? Somebody might say, oh, but that wasn't nothing. Oh, you called the sell. What happened? We all the way back up here. what happened was you didn't follow the rules. What's the rule when you take the trade? How long are you in the trade?
For that candle.
Only for the candle. We only want to get the bag going down or up. So if this was the secure confirmation that I needed, that it closed below, then this is my entry. It's my candle to ride. So what happened again? Came down, we had another setup. Could have even rolled this candle. Because again, this is the 4-hour time frame. But did we get another setup? Right? So now what we could do, right? Because we buyers and sellers. So what happened here? Did we get our signal to buy?
We did.
1 a.m. in the morning again. It's funny how when you start watching your peer, the same thing happens at the same time every day. So, well, again, we're taking this to what? 5 a.m., right? So you're gonna get out about 4:15, even if you went to bed. Set your alarm clock to get back up. Get a sleeping bag. You already got your confirmation. You just needed to know what time frame am I in? When does the candle close? Get your bag. Right? If you wanted to take this next one, this time it only gave you 15 pips, but it's okay because you followed your rules. 1, 2, 3. Because after that third thing, what happens? All the consolidation. We don't trade this, right? We don't trade wicks of death. We watch it. Right? We trade staircase to heaven. That's why you really want to see a trending market. Trending meaning you see clear consolidation, clear move, clear consolidation, a clear move. Then you're like, oh, I got a pattern for what? Right? I hadn't showed the pattern. What is the potential for head and shoulder pattern? All you need is for price to go down, up, make a lower low. When it retraces and it doesn't make a higher high and it stays within where you cut the head up, that is your area to look for your buy. So what happened? It pulled back. Did you get the setup for the buy?
Yep.
Yes.
Now you're gonna know when to get in. You're not gonna be getting in or early or late, right? Because now you know, all right, now it's ready. So again, on the 4-hour, what else are we supposed to look for at a move? If price pushed down, pulled back, and gave us these 2 wicks, what are we supposed to do here?
Oh, the lower time frame.
Right, how are we gonna get that 1-minute sonic boom entry? You have to be on your wick hunt. You have to know what to look for. Because again, what is in the wicks?
Another
Lots
setup.
of candles.
Right? Lots of candles is down there. And that's our favorite place to catch our move,
Mhm.
right? This candle came down. This one came down. So I see these wicks happening. I'm like, oh, let me hurry up and rush. Let me not miss my move. So let's go down to the 5 minutes. Go find it. Again, one more time, guys. What do we need to see on the 5 minutes to confirm our entry? Who remembers? Basic 101.
Just need to see
What?
the setup.
What? Nope, not in this case. What do we need to confirm a trend?
A reversal in the market. Oh, to confirm a trend, 3 points.
3 points touching.
Right, 3 points. We need to see that on the 5 minutes, which is basically what we're seeing in the wick. We just can't see it in the wick because it's a wick on the high time frame. But if you go lower, right? We needed the low, right? We need the higher low. That's point number 2. Needed point 3 to confirm an uptrend. Did you get it right here?
Mm-hmm.
And look at the wick. This is the close of that candle, right? Because this is that first wick. This is the second wick. And then here's where it closed. So this should build your confidence when you're looking for your setup. Like, hey, did I get that Elliott wave 3 points so I can actually feel confident taking this buy? You got it. So on that third point, what are we looking for now? The setup. Now we look for the setup. Did you get it? A flat with the dojis? Did you get it?
Yes.
Yep.
We closed above.
Mm-hmm. Got the confirmation.
So now I want y'all to remember this part. This is on the 5 minute, right? So my goal in the 5 minute is to say, hey, I see the push up, I see the pullback, I see it going up, I see the pullback. As a veteran trader, this is my entry actually. I'm not waiting for that breakout. I trust enough to know that this pullback here, this is the break of the hole, this is the close of the hole, and this is why I like to go to the 1 minute. I don't know if it's gonna let me find it right now, but I'll try. All right, good. On the 1 minute, it's gonna give me that entry I really want. Zoom in. All right. So when I see price push all the way down here, and then this doji come out, think about it this way. This price bar takes up this amount of price, right? This open and close cut this big bar in half. So you got to think about if you were in retail, we just cut price in half. So this is basically a combination telling you, hey, we're about to reverse. So as soon as I see this one come, and then this candle close right here, I'm getting in. Because one, we're at it, we just closed the hole, right? Gotta think about your thoughts and the psychology behind it. This whole price bar, this is the close. We opened at half of that price. And then we closed at half of that price. So I already got my indication that we're about to buy. So I'm okay with my entry down here as I see this closing. So I'm gonna try to change this color so y'all can know where my entry would have been. Now, if we'd have followed the rules and waited for price to close above, then technically this would have been your entry. So I'm gonna put both the entries there. So now let's go back to the 4 hour. Right, now y'all see our entries down here? So key to get prepared for these wicks because you're gonna see your Elliott wave on the 5 and 1 minute. And look at our entries. We way below. So for my swing traders, this would be an excellent space to be because again, now you can put your stop loss 10 pips up and just let it ride, even after retest. If you saw your trade all the way up here at this head and shoulder that's inverted upside down, and you see that it's respecting it, and then went up, it retraced. It also made a higher low. So you're good to go. If anything, this would be an area to do what? What would you want to do here if you already had a trade down here? That's risk-free because your stop loss is above in profit.
Let it
And
ride.
and what else can you do at this area?
Do another setup for entry.
Right, take another trade. And not only that, once the pullback is finished and price starts moving up, what do you want to do with your stop loss?
Move it with you.
You want to move it with you because the pullback already done happened. So I'm gonna put it here. Now I got this much money protected. If I do want to swing and hold my trades. Y'all know me, I ride the candle, but this is how you take care for the swing traders. Gonna move it up. So what if this goes up another zone? Then what you're gonna do with your stop loss? Gonna move this one up too. And then now you're gonna put the second trade, another stop loss above that one. So at least this first bag got all the money. If this retraced and it decides to reverse back, then both trades are secure. Does that make sense?
I had a question about that.
Yes.
So if we know that we're way down here and we're going to catch, all three of those flats, and we open 2 positions down here at the bottom, but are we still going to like close each candle? Or are we still going to open at each candle? Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's your preference. That's really something where you have to determine what are going to be your rules for you. Are you somebody that can handle that? It's really about your psychology. Do you have high anxiety? Is it better for you to ride the candle, close it, and then let it retrace? Are you somebody that's busy and you prefer, to use a little higher risk, put a tight stop loss and just let it ride out? Maybe you're looking to ride out for that Bitcoin wave. It's a great way to do it. Find a really good entry. And if you know it's going to go to 60, 80,000, it's a couple of people still holding Bitcoin trades. It's all about your preference. Swing traders would prefer to enter like this, have a tight stop loss and profit, and then let it just keep riding out. They will withstand the swings. People trying to compound their account, they might want to take that 1 hour ride because let's go to the 1 hour. I'm all about getting your time back. So my preference is to ride a couple hour setups. We got the setup here. This candle close above. I'm gonna take these next 3 rides, but I'm just gonna take them separately because that's just my choice. 32 pips, about 30 minutes. Second candle, about 20 pips, 30 more minutes. Then the last one, maybe 20 more pips. Now, if you have got this good entry and you ran it for just the full candles, those 3.5 hours, then you'd have got maybe 44 pips, right? So to me, less rides, less time gives me more pips. That was 1 ride for 43. How much is it with 3 separate ones? That's 32 right there. 22. We up like 50 something. Last one, 16 more, 15 more, right? What's your preference? So over time, I've just noticed, all right, let's look at the daily ride, right? This was the breakout one. Well, we took this daily ride. So now we got to hold it like 20 hours. What we getting? This is 135, 138, right? Maybe you like that time frame, 20 hours, 130 pips. You just put your trade in, set your timer to come back 20 hours later. Then you got the third one. You could do it again. Maybe you want to be a hold your trades per day. 88 pips for 20 hours. So I did about 70 pips in what? 3-4 hours, right?
Yep.
20 hours, 88 pips. What's your choice? What's your option? For my scalpers, for the people who like the indices, if I was you, I'll be down here on that 1 minute. Same setup. You just want to make sure you're not on that high time frame because this is a whole different ball game. Boom, all this consolidation, beautiful. Breakout. Talking about maybe, let's see, 5-minute ride. Sound good to me. Right, Bitcoin, same thing. This tight consolidation. What if I got it right here? 20 minutes. An hour. I don't know what pair this is. Grayscale against Bitcoin, Lord of mercy. Is that 20,000 pips, y'all?
That's what it looked like.
That is beautiful for real.
What? Boom, Clyde, Lord. Yeah. All right. Need to come look at this pair.
Right.
Put a penny on that thing. Look at that tight consolidation. Like, look at it. And are we above the 62? Sheesh. The break, retest, all that consolidation. I didn't even mean to click on that. They made me go for there. I don't know why they did that, but thank you. I appreciate
Opportunities abound.
it. That was beautiful. I mean, you had to be in that consolidation quite some time, but you didn't have to be in there. You could just wait it. Or you could have put an alert. This, the 30-minute on Bitcoin, y'all, right? Imagine that. You just need one line. Here you go. Where we at? Right? 5:30 in the morning. Tracy said that's when he liked to move. Had another setup over here. Or can we take the close above the 62? Because remember, a lot of people forget this is support and resistance. They did not close above it. It's also 1, 2. Take number 3, right? How long was we in this trade? Just a 30-minute time frame we looking at.
20 minutes, maybe?
20 minutes. Looky. So again, find your setup on the time frame. Know what time frame you're on. I don't know, maybe you want to be a beast. Imagine if you wrote it for the month. Does this candle need to retrace to open a new one?
Yep.
Didn't we do it last time? I took that sell on that last Bitcoin drop. And then look at the slingshot. It came all the way back up. So we over here with these wicks on this monthly, right? What do I tell you guys to do if you see wicks on the high time frame?
Let's go look.
Go down to the
Oh,
low
look, right?
time.
What's happening over there? Just had a really big move. Do y'all see where we could have caught our 3-wave? Set up. Perfect entry, and it took off. Some of the students caught it today. So what we have now? Validation. It's the price trap, ain't it? Sideways. Right? It's price trap. A lot of buyers and sellers in here, they so confused. They just don't want to miss the move though. They don't got no patience. They don't got the setup. But we don't care, right? Do we care if they buy or sell?
Nope.
We don't care. So why not set 2 alerts? Right? So every time it go to wick here again, at least you can come and see, hey, was that a close above or did it just wick again? Put one here. Did it close below? Did it wick? Then you won't miss it. You don't got to come keep watching it. You already have the setup. Set your alerts on both sides. Then you can't go wrong.
Can you set alerts on the free account?
Only one. So if you want to
Okay.
elevate your game, might want to pay $15.
Gotcha.
If not, I think there are some other apps that have alerts where you can, I think it's called Alerts is one. But yeah. Set your alerts. I don't know, maybe have 2 emails. Rig the system. I don't know. 2 emails, 2 trading views, 2 alerts. Hey, sometimes you gotta make it work.
That's right.
I just thought of that right now. The universe gave me that thought. Hey, tell them to get 2 emails. All right, boom, there you go. Now it's still free. Either way, it's gonna come to your email. Just have your alerts on.
A really good idea. Thank you.
Any questions? Now's the time to ask. Then the shift call it app, a trade, I mean.
Yeah, there's 2 right now, but I don't agree with neither one of them.
All right, so what there was that NZD? Because I think they called my baby out, and it's my baby. So what they called?
New Zealand USD was one of them.
No, but
And
what
then-
was it? A sell or a buy?
It was a buy. I think he was too soon.
So can you tell me what the entry was?
His entry was for 706. He was in the middle. And I was like, that's in the middle. Why?
Okay, what was it? 706 is the
Yep,
entry?
point 706.
Okay. Does he give the time frame he was on?
He usually doesn't have a time frame. It's Gus. So he usually doesn't have a
What's
time
that
frame.
one? All right, so I'm looking at this daily. I mean, I see why, but again, he was gonna sell this thing. You know, want the best entry. So I'm glad Yolanda looked and said, I don't agree. It does not line up with what I see. And that's the blessing of learning the skill. Don't be just waiting on signals. What you can do is use the signals to really get ahead. That's extra confirmation. The sell is coming. That's for sure. He just needed to either call it up here after this closeout. So when the retracement happens, you won't be in drawdown. Right? Or he could have called it up here because this was the break. Right? But what we like to do. Where's our setup at? Because if we getting in up here, even with this drawdown, with the retrace, we still good. Right? So he on a daily time frame. He probably saw when this dropped somewhere, but it went bullish. So I see the wicks happening, right? So let's mark that up and let's go down. So as we see, it's very bullish. You say he called the buy, right?
Yep.
You see, this is entry, break, retest. This where he at. It's actually a really great entry. If you missed it though, then that may be the case. But if you're in this trade, should be up 8-7 pips. And I think that's what happened. By the time he called it, it was already up 7 pips.
It was.
So you would have had to recognize that and say, well, if I'm gonna enter here, I am making my stop loss even bigger because their stop loss is about 50 pips below this range. So if you don't enter here, but you enter here, now you're up, you're making your risk 57 pips. Maybe you might have wanted to wait for that pullback or for the setup for you to get in. Because when it dropped, it was up 7 pips. So the entry is not bad. We just ain't get it. By
Right.
the time it dropped, it was up here.
It was back at break even about an hour ago. And I still didn't like it. I just don't like the way it looks. I don't like it.
Question. So since we missed the first entry and you're saying now that it's above the line, it would be like consider another entry if you wanted to enter this trade. Would that be the basically that would be a good time to enter the trade to get if it rides up or down or whatever the case may be, since it broke the zone?
Right. And then it gave us another setup right now. So we would just have to wait to see what it decided to do. But we definitely get our confirmation for the buy. So it's a lot of imbalance. So if it definitely closed above, it may be looking to fill up this good little teacup. Fill this up. Plus it's a head and shoulder pattern. So that's a pretty decent zone it might want to come back to. And it could just come up here and then drop again. Let's see. So since NZD, USD is going up, then that means the dollar is probably on its way back down. See?
Yep.
So that could have been a key thing for people who like to trade a certain way. Check the dollar. The dollar just had a break structure going down. So anybody that's trading EUR, USD, you should be looking for buys. And that's another reason why he probably called the buy. Look what we got on the 4-hour. So what should we be thinking is going to happen at 1 o'clock? What should you be looking for at 1 o'clock? What are we looking for?
Another flat bottom.
Right? You should be thinking what? Buy at 1 o'clock.
Yep.
Right? So we have the pullback, just had a double bottom, right? People like their patterns. Oh, is it between 51.68? Yep. So I had this down here to see. I need to see my setup. It's right there. What do I point this up to? Right? I said 100%, 1.3, 78, 88.6. But that's the pattern. All you needed was your setup. Did you get it after the pullback? It's right here. Because you know at C, you're looking to buy. Because YX went down to A. What was the pullback to? As long as it's between 61.8 and 50, you're good to go. Where does your C come to? Anywhere between 88, 100. In this case, it came to about 88.6. But,
Not past A.
right, this was your low. Did this close higher? It still closed higher because the close closed higher. If I go to the line, right, you see it? It's down here. This is higher.
Yep.
Let me move it out the way. Right? A clear double bottom is nothing but a pattern. Right? Closed higher. It was looking for our entry. We got it up here. This is our 9 o'clock move. And we know it gotta go to about 78.6. So you could take, if this is down here, you could take your D and go until that top line, say 78.6. So like, all right, I'm gonna put my TP here. Look at price and put your TP there. That's how you use this pattern. Same way how you use a W. So if you can spot your W, right? Your drawing, your support and resistance, your swings, you've seen it came down. You say to yourself, oh, when I drew this and it came down, when I drew this, went up and came down, it made a higher low. Because again, that's also what, how we start the trend, right?
Yep.
That's key. It's all coming together. And then what happens? Did you get that third point? What I'll tell you what happens at the third pullback.
So when it
Right.
takes off.
It likes to take off. Right? And then as you get advanced, you start realizing, wait, that's the pattern. And you're gonna start seeing it with your eyes. So if you don't want to use the time reference, your target for your TP, and then it normally goes to 1.3, but you'd have had to hold for that swing move. So that's why they tell you the main move is 78.6. Or me, I do just 75. So I can make sure my trade closed. And my 75 is also what? Basically that one can't do right anyway. Right? This is how you put it all together. And at the end of the day, the luxury is they teach you all these patterns and indicators and everything, when at the end of the day, all we had to do, keep it simple, and find the setup, support resistance, find a breakout. What time frame are you in? Ride the candle. Count 1, 2, take the candle. Number 3, take the candle. That's it. You have wicks on a hot time frame. What are we gonna do?
Go look at them.
Go catch that move. Don't miss it. Because the 1 minute and 5 minute will give you your confirmation. Look how beautiful this is. What more could you ask for than an entry like this? The low. Push up above the 62, close. Point number 2, above. Set up perfect. This our entry, we lit. Like, just because you noticed the wick, what drawdown did you have to experience? Really, I mean, where's the drawdown
None.
at?
A pip, maybe?
Why do I call it the 1 minute sonic boom? Where we at? Where you at? Oh my goodness gracious. Mm, mm, mm. So,
How do we get that 62 line again? Can you show me real quick?
yes, I can. McKinley, M, C, G, and then they'll pop up. Settings. People like different settings. You can use it. Some people like the 50, the 200. I like the 62 because I like my entries down on the 1 minute.
Got it. Thank you.
All right.
So is that number a moving average of time?
Every moving average is calculating the candles before it and then plotting on the graph.
Oh,
So 62 is counting the last 62 candles and averaged it out.
gotcha.
Any questions? That's a lot. I'm gonna stop there. I think I put a lot in that one.
That was lovely.
Good, good. Liv says vibe check.
We know what happens after that. Everybody got a scream.
We lit. Oh, just know that high energies definitely lit over here. Let's go. You know how I'm rocking, sis. You already know the vibes.
Yo, you know it's big energy over
Every
here.
day, all
You
day.
know it's wild energy over here. Don't even mess around, Top.
That's
You
right.
already know.
Here.
That's
I
right.
appreciate y'all. That means we got like 11 people on here. I should see some homework, not just from the
Yep.
same few. Say that one more time. Do the
I gotta
work.
catch up. I gotta catch up.
I chart every day.
In that
Let's
case,
get it, y'all.
all right, family, I'm out.
All right, y'all. I love y'all. Have a good day.
Appreciate y'all. Have a good one.
Thanks for class. Bye.